That's good.
Check the mic check. All right, we are back. Episode 2 of the Grown Ups Podcast. One of your hosts, Luke, along with
Garrett, as always. It is Wild Card Weekend, baby.
Wild Card Weekend. And this is our Football Tuesday segment that we talked about, where we go over pretty much previous week and give our ideas, thoughts, predictions on the next week.
Yeah, all right, so Week 17. It was a week that separated the boys from the men.
Very
Wouldn't you say
uneventful.
so?
No, I'd say very uneventful.
Yeah, I mean, usually Week 17 is supposed to be one of the most important weeks because it's, the wild card and deciding who deserves to be in, who deserves to be out, all that stuff. Was pretty underwhelming. The schedule wasn't too good. There was only a couple games that mattered.
I think I think all of them were divisional, actually, or most of them.
Well, yeah, Week
That's
17, it's all divisional. So,
Gotcha.
We'll start. So
We'll
what
start
we're doing?
with this. We're only gonna hit a few this week because obviously it's not that.
There was a lot that had no playoff implications, so there's just no point really talking about it. Maybe go over them really briefly.
Brief ones. We'll touch on some of Garrett's gambling bets. Won't spoil anything when we get there.
Well, I just did.
All right, there you go. But we'll start with the first game, Browns versus Steelers. Did you watch it, by the way?
I was watching Red Zone,
right.
so yeah, it was that game was on a majority of the time on Red Zone. There was a couple games I got no TV time at all, basically. Like Minnesota and Detroit.
Yeah, which not even on our list.
Yeah, exactly.
No one cares about it.
Steelers beat the Browns 24. I mean, Browns beat the Steelers. I'm sorry.
Clarify that.
The Browns beat the Steelers.
There we go.
24-22.
Mm-hmm. Browns were in a situation where, as a few other AFC teams, needed to win to get in. They solidified their spot that game. What surprised me, though, was how close the game was. You did take this game, actually, for the spread in one of your parlays.
I did.
And it hit.
It hit. Yeah, it did hit.
And we picked that because we figured the Steelers' defense.
It was 9.5.
Obviously, yeah.
They're not going to – I didn't think that they obviously would lose by 10 points.
Yeah.
So it seemed like a good take. The other teams, unfortunately, didn't pull through. But
yeah, but actually we'll talk about this later. I don't want to get too much into this game, but they're playing again next week.
Yeah.
So it was a little warm-up.
First round of the playoffs, yeah.
But what I watched from this game, we had Mason Rudolph out there again with Myles Garrett.
I'm not sold by him.
Mason Rudolph?
No.
I don't think I think he's going to be a backup for his career.
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
But he has developed. He has definitely developed.
He's developed, but
he makes
watching
the right
him,
reads.
he makes the right reads, but he throws the ball behind receivers. They're not even looking. There was a couple plays where I was like, who's he actually trying to throw it to there? He was definitely shitting his pants with the Myles Garrett thing.
But I'll give it to the Steelers. They kept a close game with a lot of their backups in. The Browns, I do think, show they have what it takes to make the playoffs.
They have what it takes to make the playoffs. First time in, what was it, 18
I think
years?
Yeah, 18 years, 2002.
Like that. No, it wasn't 18. Maybe it was like 15, 16.
I don't know. But I think it was 2002. So.
But good for them.
Yeah, they made it, led by Baker, Nick Chubb, and the whole team. They got their Denzel Ward.
Yeah, you could tell Baker's.
They
love him down there.
They got a complete team there
in Cleveland. They love him. He's passionate.
He is.
He's passionate, and I like that. So I'm happy for the Browns. I'm not sold on the Steelers. I've been watching them the past couple of weeks.
We'll get into that later because we're going to talk about them later in the AFC wildcard. That's just a little recap. Browns won by 2 points. A little nail biter, but they pulled it out there, and they're in the playoffs.
And good on them. Next game, Bills-Dolphins. Let's see.
Bills destroyed.
Bills won by a lot. Yeah. Like 30 a lot.
This was also another situation where Dolphins win, they're in.
Yeah. Well, that certainly didn't happen.
That certainly did not happen. Josh Allen balled out.
56-26 final. Buffalo won. They did cover the spread +3. So.
There you go. Wait, Bills were +3?
Yeah, they were +3 because they didn't think that Josh Allen was going to even play. They were like, we're not going to. Why would they play Josh Allen?
They're competitors. That's why they compete.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm glad that they played him because it just gave him a chance to show.
They got what it takes.
Everybody that he's the real deal.
Exactly.
He is the real deal.
And don't get me wrong, Dolphins defense is still good. I think if it were a different NFL situation, they should be in the playoffs. I mean, where they go 10-5, 10-6,
10-6 with that game.
That's a playoff team.
Yeah, that is.
So,
however, I don't think Tua is a playoff player.
You're right, rookie.
Rookie, and he looked really bad. He looked really bad.
Did he throw any picks in that game?
He threw like 5 picks.
I didn't watch.
No, I think it was 4, but he threw a lot of picks.
Right.
It was pretty bad. It was like, I'm pretty sure that, I think he threw a couple consecutively. It was bad. I was pretty embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
It's not, he's a good guy, and there's not a lot you can do against the Bills, but when people talk about Tua being the future of the Dolphins offense, because he's been quoted to be that before, I don't see it.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a lot of developing to do, and maybe I was listening to my Pardon My Take podcast.
Okay.
Of course.
Shout out Pardon My Take.
Yeah, and basically what they were saying is maybe to spark a little flame under Tua's ass, they have a good draft pick. They're like 6th. Maybe they have the 6th pick.
Eagles have 6th pick. I think they got 5th.
They're the 4th. No, the Bengals have the 5th.
Yeah.
So it's the 4th then. They have the 4th pick. Draft a quarterback.
Ballsy.
And have them compete.
Okay.
Maybe light a little fire under Tua's ass. Get what they thought they were getting out of him.
Yeah, well, it's an option, but.
No, but on the other hand, the Bills just completely dominant. This is the 3rd week in a row that they've just completely blown out their opponent.
Yeah, unbelievable. I think they're averaging like 45 points in the past 4 games.
They've been on fire all season, but I'd say that they're peaking at the right spot, at the right point, right?
Yeah.
We're going right into the playoffs. They're on a huge roll, and we'll get to my opinion on
the opinions later for the wild card. Next game we got Rams versus Cardinals. A little strange of a game. I believe the Cardinals could have been in with a few situations happening, but
I think it.
End of the day, it didn't happen.
I'm pretty sure they were a win to get in. Also,
maybe I think the Bears had to lose.
I think you're right. But
what happened was
wait. Should I do the final score first? All right. Rams 18, Cardinals 7.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Low scoring game for a very high powered Cardinals offense.
Yeah, but they had Kyler Murray. He went out
first
in
quarter.
Like the first quarter, and John Wolford.
Also, LinkedIn page available.
Yeah, he kind of impressed me.
Yeah,
I mean, for a guy who's never stepped on an NFL field before, to clinch a playoff spot for your team, that's easy. That's
pretty awesome.
No easy accomplishment.
He played in the AFL, I believe.
It was something like that.
The league that was open over the summer for a little bit.
Yeah,
and he was quarterback there. He played pretty well, but to come out week 17 and
win big for your team. Get your team into the playoffs. Basically,
it's pretty impressive. I don't know if I think he's going to start next week because
if Goff's
finger
hurt.
isn't fixed. But
I don't know, man. That's a
we'll
tough
get into that later. What
situation,
we think of them playing, but surprisingly, that guy came out. He gave him a little spark, and they sealed the deal for the playoffs.
It's nice to see that every once in a while.
Yeah, everyone was a good
underdog story.
Yeah, you can't beat
there
that.
We go. Oh boy.
All right, so here's a segment that we have that I like to add because my friend here, our co-host, loves to gamble. He's got into it recently over the past month. So a game he took this week was Packers versus Bears, and I called this segment "Gambling with Garrett." Garrett, take it away.
Okay. Well, to start off, Packers Bears.
Divisional game.
Well, yeah. No surprise here. The Packers smacked the Bears. The Bears came out a little strong. They seemed good at the start, but you can only expect so much out of the Bears.
Yep.
Packers ended up winning 35-16. I thought that Aaron Rodgers loves nothing more than to destroy the Bears, so maybe it was a good game to throw some money on, and it served me well.
They got a high-powered offense, so why not rely on that?
So basically, my bet was, if I can remember this correctly, it was Aaron Rodgers to throw for under 291.5, Davante Adams to score a touchdown anytime in the game, and Green Bay to total over 27.5 points.
Correct.
And I actually wasn't even watching when Davante Adams scored his touchdown. The other two had hit already, basically guaranteed already.
Like the beginning of the
at that point, it was like 4 minutes left, 6 minutes left, something like that. And Aaron Rodgers was only at like 200 yards.
Right.
So he wasn't going to throw for another 90-something yards in 6 minutes, right? Unless he had some crazy Hail Mary pass, which why would they do that? They're already up. So it was basically a lock on that. And then I was pulling into my garage from dinner, and you called me.
I'm going to give you this story right now, right?
Yeah.
So I called him. I was watching the game. They just scored. I think they ran in the ball. Touchdown was somewhere.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
And it was like
I was watching it live on my phone at dinner.
There was 4 minutes left in the game. I was like, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett's parlay ain't hitting again. Another sad weekend.
Yeah.
So I go upstairs. I grab a snack. Come back down to set up for the Titans Texans game. And as I'm going to pull it up, I see Packers have the ball again.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way. First play, they run a 20-yard run from the 30-yard line to the 10-yard line. Little dump off pass next, out wide right. And I'm like, holy shit. First and goal. I see Davante Adams lined up wide right. I'm like, this is a slant to Davante Adams.
Yep.
They love it. Step back, touchdown. I'm like, there's no way he just hit on this parlay with 2 minutes left.
I had no better joy in my entire life than watching the replay of that touchdown. I was on the phone with you. I was screaming. I was so happy because it's been so long since I've won anything gambling. Yeah. So it was nice to finally secure a dub.
And we do not recommend gambling if you have gambling problems, by the way.
Yeah, if you have a problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is all just for fun and games and a little side cash. But yeah, good parlay hit. Good game to watch, I thought.
It was an entertaining game. That matchup is always fun to watch. They go at each other's throats, so it's always a fun time watching that.
Let's get into the next one you have.
Next up, another parlay that hit. Titans-Texans. Wow, I mean
great. I watched this whole game from start to finish. Great game to watch.
The Texans should not be 4-12. Hot take of the week.
No, I agree. They should not be.
They should not be 4-12. They play like somebody who should be over 500 at least.
Absolutely.
Deshaun Watson's a gunslinger. He's an absolute animal.
You gotta look at his numbers. He's putting up MVP caliber numbers this year.
Yeah.
With a no supporting cast.
Of course. And I mean, you could chalk it up to the Titans' defense is trash, but Deshaun Watson does this every week, no matter who he goes up against.
Yep.
What the rest of his team does. He just slings it to. It doesn't matter who it is. He just throws it to him, like, oh, you want a 40-yard pass? Here you go.
Yeah, right in the money.
Yeah, exactly. And I had a parlay set on this game too, with that in mind, because I know Deshaun Watson's a gunslinger, and he loves to throw the ball, and the Titans don't have a good pass defense. So it was Deshaun Watson to throw for over 295, I think it was, which I really didn't have any doubts about that. He was at like 180 at halftime. So
we did the research too.
Yeah, we did like an hour of research before we placed these bets. Then it was Brandon Cooks to score a touchdown. I think he had 2 or 3.
He had 2, I think.
Yeah, and the king, Derrick Henry, to score a touchdown anytime as well.
I think he scored 2 or 3 too.
He scored 2 or I forget which one. It was 2 or 3.
And shout out Derrick Henry.
Yeah, 2K Club.
2K Club.
Big.
Unbelievable.
Honestly, hot take. This is a hot take. The other one wasn't a hot take. The Texans. Hot take. Derrick Henry should win MVP.
You know what?
I know it's going to be. I know Aaron Rodgers is going to win MVP. Derrick Henry should definitely be in the conversation.
No, absolutely.
Definitely.
He's proven it.
To be the 8th player in history to run 2,000 yards, that's beast numbers. Nobody. Yeah. It's just you don't see that.
Give Derrick Henry the MVP, and then give Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he'll get it.
He'll save for it later.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, Derrick Henry is just an absolute beast. I think that the Texans should have won that game. because they played
Dude,
played
that
intense.
guy at the end, he had a doink on the field goal. I don't know if you watched.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, wow. And he said that came out after that he hadn't even met all of the teammates yet.
Yeah, no.
And he did that.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a popular guy in the locker room.
Yeah, you got that. But yeah, this unlike the first parlay that hit late in the game, this one was like
this one. It was
solidified.
Derrick Henry scored in the first quarter, and then Brandon Cook scored in I think the second quarter,
third quarter,
something like that. And there was no doubt Deshaun Watson was throwing over 295 because he does it every single game.
He's a gunslinger.
He's Deshaun Watson.
You gotta respect the gunslinger.
Exactly.
All right, these final two games.
Ooh, this is gonna get
four
saucy.
really, really bad teams.
This is gonna
awful
get saucy.
teams.
The NFC Beast.
The NFC East.
Beast.
Let's talk about the first game. Giants-Cowboys.
Giants-Cowboys. Yeah.
This is a game where winner has a chance to make the playoffs.
Yes. Okay, so the final score in that game was Giants 23, Dallas 19.
The way this game started, Giants were up early. They were up big early.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, man.
And then Dalton went on a little run.
And being an Eagles fan, I'm like, I don't want the Giants or the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I didn't watch the game.
It got very boring. I wouldn't say boring. It was an entertaining game to watch because it was close. But it's just like it's just watching two shitty teams play each other for a playoff spot that they don't deserve. So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, he played pretty good. Andy Dalton showed that he still has some function in his legs.
He's got something left in him.
No, I didn't watch much of it either, just because I don't really care about the NFC East.
There ain't much to say about this game.
Yeah.
It was two bad teams going at it. Giants pulled through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that the Giants won because I like the Giants more than I like the Cowboys, obviously.
I agree.
But you have some explaining to do to Giants fans.
Okay. Let's look at this. That last game we got up to discuss about Week 17 is Washington football team versus the Eagles.
Washington won 20-14.
20-14.
You didn't hear.
Now, the Eagles pulled their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, beginning of the second half, put Nate Sudfeld in. Terrible. Sudfeld.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sudfeld. There you go. Yeah.
I don't like the guy. He's a bum.
I don't think anybody does, especially Giants fans.
No, I get it. Giants fans would be pissed. My argument is that you're a 6-10 team.
You? No,
the Giants.
The Giants.
The Giants. You the Giants, are a 6-10 team.
Yeah.
What makes you think you deserve the playoffs? You have the 10-6 Dolphins.
Exactly. And
getting cut out of
it. That's what PFT was saying.
You don't deserve it. And
he was like, maybe if you didn't want to get screwed over by the Eagles so bad,
you would
win a game.
Win a few more games, right? I mean,
win a game. This whole year, this division has just been.
It's been crap.
It's been
no one in this division.
It's been crap.
To be in there.
It's kind of
maybe the Washington football team with Alex Smith playing pretty well.
Yeah.
But last night I watched.
It wasn't
nothing
anything
special.
To impress. No. And the Eagles are getting a lot of backlash, but I understand where they're coming from with doing it. It's a game that means nothing to them.
It's about the game of football. And
exactly.
As an Eagles fan, I'm a little upset. I'm like, hey, let's ball out.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the Giants in the playoffs. But
you don't want to risk Hurts getting hurt.
He's got an off season. He's fine.
I guess.
He can suck it up, rub some dirt on it.
I guess.
But yeah, no.
It's just a whole
It goes
mess.
back to what J.J. Watt said about being a competitor from week 1 to week 17.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter how bad the team is, whatever. You got to suck it up and just play.
Doug Peterson and the whole Eagles organization didn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
But in another sense, got the 6th pick now instead of the 10th. So I'll take it.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some. Exactly. With how bad our team is, we needed that pick.
Yeah.
Real bad. That's the recap for Week 17.
I want to just give one special shout out.
Go ahead.
My New York Jets, thank you so much for finally getting rid of Adam Gase. I can't thank you enough for this. It's been a long time coming. Joe Douglas, please do something good with this organization, please. Joe Douglas, in case you don't know, he's the GM of the Jets. They basically said you have full control over this team's future.
You better hope he does something good.
I think we're getting rid of Darnold, which...
We'll have a whole podcast to talk about that.
Okay. Just wanted to give a special shout-out to them for finally taking a big step for their future, getting rid of Adam Gase. That's the building block.
One day at a time.
Yeah. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Was not. All right. On to the more important part of this podcast, Wild Card Weekend.
Yes,
now, this
sir.
is the first time in the NFL where we have 6 teams on Wild Card Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a super weekend. I'm getting wings. I'm getting pizza. Slugging down some brewskis.
It's Wild Card Weekend.
It's Wild Card Weekend. You gotta get wild.
How else you gotta?
How else you gonna do it?
Yeah.
So, figured we start with the AFC, as it is the more talk about.
Yeah, competitive. Maybe.
I think some of the best teams in the NFL over here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be some of the best games to watch.
Yeah, easily.
So let's start with this: 7-seed Colts versus the 2-seed Bills. Hot take: thinks maybe one of the best matchups in the playoffs.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
The 7-seed Colts, what, they 11-5?
Yeah, they absolutely deserve the spot that they have. They're a great team. You know, Phillip Rivers, he came in with a lot of, question around if he'd be able to pull anything good out of his ass for the season. And, he does.
He got a good supporting cast. His defense is outstanding. Led by Darius
absolutely.
Leonard.
I think it'll be a very fun game to watch. The Colts, they do like to get an early lead and then give it up. So it'll be interesting to see what Josh Allen does with that.
I expect a lot of turnovers and a lot of points. The Bills, like we said, they're putting up like 45 points the past few games.
47 average over their past
And then
three,
you got a Colts defense who's outstanding.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good game to watch.
It's going to be a fun
It's going to be
game.
high power. It's going to be hard hitting.
It's going to be like Clash of the Titans. It's going to be.
It's going to be awesome.
The Kings of offense versus the Kings of defense.
Mm-hmm. Who do you got in this?
I mean, I can't not take the Bills. I honestly I'll explain more. I think the Bills definitely have a shout and should be in the conversation for Super Bowl champions this year.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
With our
they're on
little surprise for you guys.
They're red hot.
But I'm going to take the Bills too. I think Josh Allen's taken a huge stride this year.
Mm-hmm.
With the addition of Stephon Diggs to their team.
Huge. That's a game changer.
Him being healthy.
Yeah.
People saying he was going to be an off-the-field risk. Yeah, right. The guy was flossing on this bench last game. The's an animal. He's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Very important to the whole flow of their entire offense.
Sean McDermott's got an offense that is just flowing out there.
Yeah, and it's insane to watch. It's fun to watch. And they go up by like 25 points, and you're like, hey, are they gonna take Josh Allen out?
No,
I don't know. Maybe they did this week, but it's understandable because but like they go up by 20, 25 points. You're like, are they gonna take Josh Allen out and like give him a little break so you don't get hurt? No, we're gonna score 20 more.
Exactly.
It's so fun to watch. It makes football. It's hard to explain. It just makes it so much more entertaining just to watch a team keep going. Just
you don't
to
even
see
want
them
to change the channel. You watch all the commercials for it.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, this is worth it. Doritos, Dove. You're like, no.
Mm-hmm.
I get to see Josh Allen sling the ball. I'm taking the Bills too. I think that the Colts, as good as their defense is, will not be able to stop the Bills' defense. I mean, the Bills' offense. Bills win this game.
Yeah.
Back to the Steelers and the Browns. Now, Big Ben's starting again this week.
Yeah.
They got their defense back. This is also going to be a good game.
I mean, the Browns, they got a lot riding on it. They prove that they can be in this position.
They can hang with the big dogs.
And they can hang with the big dogs, and they're not going to go down without a fight. That being said, how much of a fight are they going to be able to put up against a fully healthy Steelers team?
Mm-hmm.
Because they were missing a lot of key components, and they might not have looked like the Steelers usually see, but they still held up. And they only lost by 2 points, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how different the dynamic is going to be in their team and how different they play.
Yeah.
Against a Browns team who's going to be virtually the same.
All right, so I'm taking.
I know you're a Baker fanboy, so go ahead.
I'm a huge Baker. Baker's an animal. I'm taking an upset here.
Browns.
I'm taking the Browns over the Steelers. I think it's going to be a close game, low-scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
If the Browns pound the rock and give Chubb and Hunt their touches,
yeah,
they'll win this game.
Yep.
But it has to be successful. Their line ain't working. If they ain't getting through,
it's a big.
They have to control the clock.
You know.
Yeah. If they control the clock, they got the win.
They control their own destiny.
If Baker starts deciding to sling it a little bit,
yeah.
getting a little frisky with it, I know he'll throw a pick or two. They can't have that.
Yeah.
He's got to be smart, make good decisions, pound the rock.
Yeah.
They come through with it. Now, they are missing their head coach, Kevin Stefanski, this weekend.
Yes, I saw that.
He tested positive for COVID.
That was this morning, right?
So that will be a big factor. Hopefully they can figure that out for the game. But I'm still going to take the Browns here with an upset.
I like it. I like it.
Shout out Baker Mayfield. My first ever NFL jersey.
I'm going to be boring and take the Steelers. I would love to see the Browns win. I'm happy for the Browns. I like the Browns. I like Baker. I just don't know how they're going to hold up with Big Ben and their defense back, all of the components of their offense and defense, the whole team just firing at the same time. It's gonna be tough for the Browns to pull one out here. I think they can do it. I just don't think they will.
That's right.
Yeah. Next up we got
Titans-Ravens. A very offensive rushing type of game going on here.
Yeah. We got probably the hottest rush offense right now in the game, the Ravens against the best running back in the league.
They just hit you in so many different ways.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I saw a stat that came out. It was like earlier in the season, Lamar was attempting maybe high 20s, low 30s passes per game. Now it's like 17 to like low 20s.
Because they got to figure it out.
Because they've just been running the ball so much. They just run over everybody. Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards. They just run over everyone, and it's fun to watch because, it makes it feel like it's like watching Army. It's like they just run the ball the entire time, and
they control the game by controlling the clock.
Exactly. And that being said, I don't know if it's necessarily an upset to say that I think the Ravens are going to win, because I think the Ravens are the better team anyways, and they should probably be seeded higher than the Titans. So I'm not going to call it an upset. They are the lower seed, but I'm going to take the Ravens to win just because I think they have too many weapons. And I just don't know if they're going to be able to, if the Titans defense can be able to handle the run game.
All right.
I
got to go against you, but I'm taking the Titans.
Okay.
And I'm taking it for this reason.
Let me hear it.
I watched the whole game last week.
Yeah.
Although it's not a large sample size, because it was the one game that I watched of them. Yes, they have Derrick Henry in offense. I think he can run through any man on this earth. Their defense shut down the Texans' running game. Deshaun Watson had to pass for nearly 400 yards.
And that's no easy feat,
So
David Johnson, he's a good running back. He's a powerful running back.
Their secondary might not be good.
Yeah.
But if they stop the Ravens' running game, Lamar only passing 7.
That's a big key. And they have to stop the run game.
They stop the run game. You got Lamar, who he's an okay passer.
Yeah.
He's stepped up his game recently.
Yeah, he's gotten better, but
he's only thrown 17 passes,
like
you said, the last few games. I'm going to take the Titans here. I think they're going to do a little run like they had last year.
I think it's going to be a close game.
All these AFC games are going to be must-watch.
Yes, easily.
All right, with that being said,
move on to the NFC.
The less fun NFC.
Yeah.
I feel like this first one is a no-brainer. Come on. Saints versus Bears. 2-seed Saints for 7-seed Bears.
When the Saints are firing on all cylinders and they're playing their game, when they're looking good, when they're playing their game, doing their thing, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL.
Now, there's one reason why I think the Saints might go on a little run in this NFC, despite the Packers being the 1 seed. Drew Brees is expected to retire this year.
Yeah, he's out. He's out for next. He's out for next. He wants a ring.
And I bet his team's gonna support him and
help
him go out with that. So
they've had him since the day he's walked onto the.
Also, aren't the Bears like 8-8, 7-9?
They're 8-8. Yeah.
They're nothing special. Last week the Packers handed it to them.
Yeah.
And the Saints being the 2 seed, also really good offense.
I
don't see the Bears.
Saints have a really good defense too.
And the Bears, they have Khalil Mack. He's been okay this year.
Yeah.
They got no quarterback. They got
Trubisky.
They got Trubisky and Foles, who haven't proven anything.
Trubisky's gotten better over the past couple weeks. He started the season decent, and then about midseason came around. He was really bad. I think Foles played a couple games. And then Trubisky, I think, came in one game for Foles and did good, so he started again. And he's been better.
Mm-hmm.
He's been better. He looks more composed. He looks more disciplined with the ball in his hands. But it's still Mitch Trubisky. And
against Drew Brees.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's like David versus Goliath, you know?
Yeah.
The Bears...
Well, not really. It's not really like David versus Goliath. Davis is the little guy.
Yeah, exactly. The Bears, David.
David won the fight.
Still.
No.
Okay, fine. Okay, it was a bad analogy, but it's like the
little man going up against the big man.
Yeah, it's like the concept of David versus Goliath, but forget the result.
Okay,
you know,
okay,
there you go. It's the little guy versus the giant.
Yes, versus the giant.
Yeah.
So they got a large task ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think they're gonna pull through. If they
I
do,
don't either. But...
changes up the whole playoff scenario.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I think that the Saints, led by Breeze and Malcolm Jenkins on defense,
there's just no way.
Mm-hmm. Next game,
Seahawks
Rams. I have no idea where this game's gonna go.
Now, I mean,
Goff isn't playing.
He's not. That's confirmed.
Well, not confirmed, but as of now, he's not there.
That's very important
to know. We should probably look that up.
No. Well, that and it's very important to them.
Let's look it up.
If he plays or not.
But you can give your take right now.
Yeah. If Jared Goff doesn't play, I don't think I see the Rams winning in any way, shape, or form. The Seahawks are just too dangerous. They're absolutely, what's the word I'm looking for? Dominant. Lethal on offense. And their defense used to be really, really crap. They have picked it up a lot in the past couple weeks. The Seahawks defense.
Oh, yeah.
They've definitely, I guess, proved people wrong who wrote them off too early in the season. They got a couple guys who are, picking up the pace, picking up the slack. And the Rams, they're very similar teams.
I'm gonna give my take quick.
The Rams are more of a defensive.
Yes, they're very defensive oriented.
Yeah, and the Seahawks are more offensive, but it's gotten to the point where the counterparts, so the Seahawks defense and the Rams offense, have sort of balanced out a little better later in the season. Yep. You know what I mean?
So, just read the article.
Yeah.
Goff could play.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know. They said it'll be very hard for him to get out there this week.
I think if Goff plays, it's going to be a very good game and a very close game. But if he doesn't play, then there's just no question about it. But either way, I'm going to take the Seahawks. Either way.
I'm taking the Seahawks. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Hey, look, if the Rams pull it out, that's awesome. Goff will probably be back.
Shout out Jordan Fuller,
hometown native. Love the guy. He's playing awesome. I think he's starting.
Great.
He's starting out there.
Oh, every game.
But the Seahawks right now, they got DK, they got Lockett firing, they got Wilson. Their offense is it's stable and they're working.
Yep.
And their defense, like you said, has stepped it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams defense, one of the best in the NFL. They got Ramsey, Donald.
Oh yeah, of course.
Jordan, everyone out there who can handle it. Like they literally win most of their recent games
because of their
defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
Offense
wins games, defense wins championships. Remember
their quarterback, what's his name? Wolford.
Yeah.
If he can not turn the ball over, they have a chance. Their defense can hold the Seahawks. I don't doubt that.
Yes, easily. Yeah.
So, I'm still going to take the Seahawks here. I think that if Goff's out, Seahawks definitely going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a good match for next round.
I really wish that Goff was confirmed playing because that would make this game so much more interesting and exciting. Yeah. But the fact that the starting quarterback has a chance of not even playing, it just makes it like, oh, okay, well, of course.
Two great coaches going at it too, McVay and Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
The final NFC wildcard weekend game.
Wonder what's gonna happen here.
The Washington football team, a team that does not even have a name. against Tom Brady, Buccaneers, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin. Mike Evans did get hurt.
Yes, if you're watching this, Antonio Brown touchdown is a lock on the gamble. Let's go.
Gambling with Garrett.
He scored. He scored the past 4 weeks in a row.
He's been getting back in rhythm with Brady.
Yeah, exactly. Brady wants to feed him the ball so he gets that bonus. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Brady threw him 3 shovel passes, so he got how many mil or whatever.
He's a team player.
Yeah, exactly. He's a leader.
Who you got in this?
I don't think there's any question about it.
I don't think there's any question about it. This is gonna be my hot take of the week.
Go ahead.
I'm taking the Buccaneers.
Yeah, me too.
Brady's got all the magic in the playoffs. He knows what he's doing.
And one of the best
greatest
wide receiver cores in the whole league.
Exactly. But they lost Evans, so.
They lost Evans, but still, even with Evans out, they still, like. All right, what's your hot take? Let's hear it.
Washington's going to be winning at halftime.
I believe that.
I think their defense.
The Buccaneers are a second half team.
I think that Brady's going to throw a pick. He's going to fumble in the first half. Chase Young is going to get after him.
Would you agree with that? The Bucs are a second half team.
Yeah, I think they're also second half of the year team. I think they've played a lot better.
Yeah, they've been at the beginning. Well, it was also Tom Brady getting acclimated to a whole new offense system.
But
yeah,
you take Tom Brady losing at halftime, and you put him in the second half, as he does in football. He wins 95% of the time.
It's Tom Brady.
It's Tom Brady.
Like there's really no other way.
He's gonna close it out.
It's Tom Brady.
He's gonna give the Buccaneers a win.
Yeah.
The football team does not even deserve to win. They stink.
They don't even.
Shout out Ron Rivera though for giving them this chance to even be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Guy's awesome. Just beat cancer too.
Yep.
He's a player. He's a fighter.
Great guy. Also shout out Terry McLaurin.
And shout out watch out for them next year.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Once they get their whole quarterback situation figured out, I think that they are forced to be reckoned with. They got a lot of young guys. They got a lot of young guys. Their defense with Chase Young, oh my God, Chase Young is just he's otherworldly. He's insane.
Mm-hmm. He's a hell of an athlete.
They got good guys. They got McKissick. He's good. McLaurin's good. Logan Thomas is a beast. They're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
All they gotta do is add some this and that, and they got a good team rolling forward.
Yeah. That being said, though,
this is
Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, no doubt.
They're home too. Maybe if it was in Washington.
Are they home? They're not home. They're the 5 seed.
Oh, you're right.
They're not home. They're in Washington.
So Brady has to go up north, but he's used to that.
So, still taking the Bucs no matter what.
Yep, Bucs no matter what.
One thing we're gonna do, a little surprise for you guys, is we're actually gonna fill out a NFL playoff bracket. Give our predictions. We'll talk about them in the weeks going forward.
Yeah.
But this is a little bit. See what you guys think. Maybe tell us, hey, Luke, you're stupid. Why would you take them?
Yeah.
I love it. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah.
But we'll have.
So you want to just?
No, we won't even talk about it. We'll have our editor Dan
pop them up.
Pop the pictures up the screen like this.
Yeah.
And you guys can see it.
So you want to do this really quick, just in case people
go ahead.
weren't paying attention really. We'll go through each of these games. Just say who we picked.
Okay.
Me and then you. Okay. All right. Bills Colts. Bills.
I took the Bills as well.
Okay. Steelers Browns. Steelers.
I took the Browns.
Okay. Titans Ravens. I took the Ravens.
Took Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. I forgot that we disagreed this much already. Okay, NFC. Saints Bears. Took the Saints.
Saints as well.
Seahawks Rams. Took the Seahawks.
Yep.
Although I wish it was the Rams. I wish it was. I like them. They're a good team. And then football team versus the Bucs. Bucs.
Undoubtedly the Bucs.
Yeah.
All right.
So
that's the conclusion of episode 2 of the Grown Ups Podcast. Football Tuesday. Gambling with Garrett. Wild card weekend,
baby.
Wings,
Beer Sports. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Pizza. Domino's.
Yeah. There you go.
We're having some fun out here, man. So we're gonna fill these out. That's the episode. And you guys can start thanking Dan. Oh. Reminder. Episode 3, first guest.
Oh.
We won't tell them who it is yet.
Oh, I was about to. So good thing you said that.
I know. But
wow.
Coming out, 3rd episode. Stay tuned for that.
It's gonna be a good one.
We have a lot to talk about.
He's got a lot coming for this one. He's hyped about it.
They don't know what's about to hit them.
Oh, you guys are going to learn.
Just wait for it. But that's it. Conclusion episode 2. Thanks for listening for all you fellas out there. Anything else you want to say? Salute.
Peace.